Alright guys, today we're looking at the principles of shifting. This is how to shift on the viola and the violin. And so I'm going to show you this on my viola today, and it works the same for violin. So I'm going to use the D string so it can be applicable to both instruments here. And now the two things that are the most important thing about shifting is that you're bringing your whole hand back and forth on the instrument. You're taking your thumb with you. Don't leave that thumb behind. Okay? And the second thing is that you're always sliding up with a finger. So go ahead and get started with me. Let's try this. We're going to take our hand, put it on the instrument first position, and just put your fingers down on the instrument. 1, 2, 3, 4, a 2-3 finger pattern, half step between 2 and 3. And just bring your whole hand up with your thumb all the way to the shoulder of the instrument, and go back and forth to try to feel that string beneath all of those fingers. Now just take first finger, bring that hand forward, up to the shoulder, and back. As you get to the shoulder, you might notice that my hand comes around in front of the instrument, and that's pretty important too. Second finger, leave second finger on there the whole time, back and forth. Third finger, and guys, I am on my D string, but we want to practice this with all of the strings. And then fourth finger. Now the number one shifting exercise is the sliding exercise. This is what everyone starts off with. So I'm going to slide with first finger, and I'm going to go to third position. Now first finger on the D string starts on E, and the third note on the D string is G. And third position's named that because it's the third note. So I'm going from first finger E to first finger G. And as I do that, you notice I had my finger sliding up the whole time. We want to hear that slide the whole time. Backwards from G to E. Now I'm leaving my finger down the whole time. I want to make sure the note's in tune. How do I do that? I can check with a tuner, or I can check with an open string. If I play that D string note with the G string, it should sound like this. I'm moving up to G, so it's going to slide into an octave. Another way is just to check with your tuner, and that's what I've got right here. Alright, let's try second finger now. So this is going to be second finger F sharp in first position, sliding up to second finger A in third position. And G, that would slide up to a B. And then fourth finger A, sliding up to C natural. Now there's two terms that I'm going to use. The first term is the shifting finger, and so that's going to be the finger that does the sliding. And the second term is going to be the target finger. That means that's the note that I want to end up on. Sometimes the shifting finger and the target finger are exactly the same. And so if I'm doing the shift that I just showed you, first finger E to first finger G, my shifting finger is first finger and my target finger is first finger. But say I want to shift from E to A. What I'm going to do in this instance is I'm going to have my shifting finger shift up to the position. In this situation, it's going to be third position. And then I put my target finger down. So from E to A is going to look like this. So I play E all the way up to G, and then I put A down. As you get faster, it gets a little bit more fluid. And you don't really notice the note change there. Now let's do from first finger to third finger. So this is going to be first finger E to third finger B. Again. And now from fourth finger. Now you probably notice we have that slide in there, and if I'm just shifting in a piece, I don't necessarily want to hear that slide. So what can I do to eliminate that slide? After you're comfortable finding the positions, you're comfortable with the shifting finger and the target finger being in tune, then what you want to do is slightly lift, very slightly lift your finger from the string. It's still touching the string, but it's not depressing the string all the way. And that's going to sound like this. From E, lifting, it's then what I call a ghost note. And so that ghost note's not really there. That ghost note is happening all the way through the shift once I initiate it. So my shifting finger releases very slightly, but it's still on the string, and then it presses back down once it gets to the destination note. If my first finger is the shifting finger, but my destination finger is second finger, then I'm going to play an E, release as I slide, and then put my A down instead of putting my G back down. And that's how it becomes a lot more fluid. If my first finger is my shifting finger and my destination finger or my target finger is third finger, then I'm going to release my first finger a tiny bit, slide it up, and then press down my third finger as I get to that note. Of course, the other thing you can do is you want to change bows. So you can't really do a pure shift with the same bow. If I shift up, you're going to hear the shift. But if I change bow in the middle, you may not hear the shift. Let's talk about some trickier shifts. So if I shift down with my shifting finger being 1, my destination or my target finger being 1, I just have to remember to lift that first finger a little bit. But if I shift down from G and my destination finger is not my first finger, if my destination finger is a finger that's higher up on my hand, say it's second finger, what am I really doing? I'm still completing that shift from first finger to first finger, and then I put that second finger down. Doing the techniques that I've used to help hide the shift. So I'm lifting up very slightly to create a ghost note, and I'm changing bows in the middle of that shift. As you get faster with shifting, you can think about putting your second finger down during the shift. But I always start moving back to first position before I put my second finger down. So I'm always initiating that shift before I put that second finger down. Let's say I'm going second finger A to third finger G. I need to take second finger A, lift to create the ghost note, slide back, go to F sharp, second finger, and then put G down. Let's talk about things not to do when shifting. So when I'm shifting, I never want to really jump with my first finger. Say I'm going from E to G. I don't want to lift that finger off because the chances that it's out of tune are really, really high. And so I'm always going to leave a finger down, even if it's not the finger that I'm shifting with. Now, eventually you will have to do some blind shifts, meaning you're not on the string that's shifting, but I still try to leave a finger down. So say I have to play open G, and the next note is going to be first finger G. I'm actually still doing the shift from E to G. When I get to my G, it's in tune, especially because I did that shift with leaving my first finger on the string. I didn't lift that finger up. If I had to jump, I could be out of tune, like that was a little sharp there. You also want to try to avoid shifting too many times. If you're going to play a passage of music and it has you shifting for every single note, that's going to be too many shifts. You want to minimize the number of shifts, and that will help create the most stable and in tune sound. So shifting is something that you should be practicing every day for a few minutes. I recommend just doing one string a day, and you want to try to stay in a key. For example, if you're on the key of G on the D string, that works really well because you have F sharp to G, third finger, and that's really going to help. But you can shift to different keys and different finger patterns. When you're practicing shifting, try to come up with different combinations of shifting fingers and destination fingers or target fingers. So create different shifting exercises that have you starting on different fingers and ending on different fingers. I would always start on the violin and viola with first to third position, but you certainly can go to second and fourth and fifth positions to help you with the shifting. The two most important things is that you are always sliding up. I'm never jumping to do a shift, and my whole hand moves with that shift up to the shoulder and then around.